My name is Martin. I have been studying charisma and communication skills for 3 years straight. I have 30 friends in my local gym. I have a 12-year-old friendship with my best friend, and I have a 1-year-old relationship with my girlfriend with zero arguments. In today's video, I'm gonna rate the female archetypes based on how hard they are to get. I've made a tier list so you can understand everything better. The red tier is for only the top 1%, the men who have the highest status, of the muscles, of the looks, are 6'5" and have everything a woman would desire. They are in the top 1%. Then you have the hardcore game, the people who are really good at the game, but they are not really that good in fame, they don't look that attractive, and they don't really have that good charisma. These men will attract maximum quality of girls to this tier. Then it is doable. The guy who just knows a little bit about female nature, about masculinity, and about human psychology will basically attract these women because he knows how to act in front of them. Then we have the little skill needed. And then, easiest game ever. No skill required for these girls because everyone has a shot in their eyes. The athlete girls have such higher standards because you can imagine if you are talking to the athlete girl, she already contrasted you with a lot of other men. This girl has been in front of the people who are the top of the game, who are the best football players, the best in the ice hockey league, and the best basketball players in her entire school. If you try to pick this girl, you have to fight all of those high status, very good performing guys. And that's why she is going into the hardcore game. And just to give you even more value in this video, I will genuinely say if these archetypes of girls are good for a long-term relationships or if they are absolute ass. They can be a lot of times really extroverted, and I know that men don't really like extroverted girls because they show a lot of her skin, and I know some men might not like that. For example, me. And that's why I don't think they are quite as wifey material, but they are really hardcore game if you want to pack these because you need to have that status and fame also if you want to pack these girls. After the athlete girls, we have the pick-me girls. Pick-me girls are really tough because they also have the contrast as the athlete girls, but not as much because these girls can talk to basically anyone. Do you know those red pill guys? Those guys who go into clubs and pick every single girl? These guys have basically mastered the art of women and their human nature. But what is the vice versa of that in the female nature? They are the pick-me girls, the girls that mastered the art of male gaze. They understand everything perfectly. They understand exactly when they should smile, they exactly understand what clothes they should wear, and they exactly know how they should act. And by knowing these things, they can get a lot of manipulation involved without the person even realizing it. I would definitely say you have to be at the top of your game to be able to get these girls also, because these girls are, like the athlete girls, very extroverted. And the funny thing is, when I am always in the conversation, they a lot of times steal the spotlight from me, and even I am the extrovert of all extroverts. And these girls, when they enter the conversation, they immediately steal all the light from me. And why is that? Because they have mastered the art of human nature. So they are basically extremely smart in social situations. And because they are extremely smart, they immediately know when you are needy, they immediately know when you are fumbling the situation, they immediately know when you are nervous, because they are so extroverted and because they have so much experience in human connection. Hardcore game for a lot of men. Really bad wife material because she's probably talking to a lot of guys and has probably a lot of male friends. Then we have the normies. And this is probably the easiest game ever. Average Joe can get this girl immediately in the click of his fingers. Because these girls have no boundaries and they have zero to none personality. They can be really boring also when you are with a girl like this in a relationship. She's just scrolling the entire day. She's just eating junk food and she's not doing anything productive with her life. Average Jane. And the reason why this girl is so easy to pack is because she has no niche. She doesn't niche down on the guys that she like, because this girl would be just happy if she had a boyfriend, and that's why she does not have any standards whatsoever. Probably not really a good wife material, because if you think about it, she's just normal. And to be honest, I don't like normal people, because normal people are extremely boring and they have no personality to show whatsoever. And that's why I believe that these girls are not good wife material, but they are extremely easy to pack because, frankly, they have no standards whatsoever. The boss babe. These girls are one of the hardest in the entire game of women to pack. I was one day on a date with such a girl, and it did not turn well because I was just out of her league. Even me, charisma, social expert who is going to the gym and is working on his online business. Even me, I was unable to attract this girl because she had completely different boundaries. And that's why these girls are only for the 1% who can handle them. These girls are more masculine than 99% of the guys because they appreciate their work more than love itself. Maybe all of these three girls actually appreciate love, but this girl does not appreciate love. She appreciates her work more than love itself. The reason why this is only for the 1% is because women date higher. The perfect dynamic relationship is the Hormozy couple. Alex Hormozy is one of the most masculine men you will see out there. He's extremely masculine. He is a millionaire. He is worth maybe $100 million, and he's one of the most respected people in the business industry itself. He has a girl that is still below him because she wants to date upwards. And his wife, for a lot of men, would be so difficult to pack because she would have such immensely great boundaries. But because Alex Hormozy is the top 0.001% man, he is able to get her because women like to date higher and men like to date lower. That's the reason why they have a healthy relationship, even though a lot of men would consider that relationship unhealthy because the girl is really masculine. But if the girl is masculine right here and the man is masculine up here, still, it's a really good dynamic to have. Now let's move to spiritual chicks, and these girls are really tough to pack because you, my man, need to be spiritual to get these women. That's why I'm putting them in the only for the 1%, because when a woman believes in Jesus Christ, she's probably not gonna settle for some guy who is going into clubs every single day. If she truly believes in God like she says she does, then she's not gonna fuck around with some random guy that goes into clubs and smokes nicotine pouches every single day. Only for the 1%. You have to be extremely niche for these women to get them. Now that we entered the really tough zone, the trad wife herself. Trad girls have no Instagram, have no following on social media, and they like to stay home, so probably never met one in your single life. But you can still meet them, 100%. I genuinely don't think this is as hard as people think it is. Because the trad girl doesn't have such big boundaries because she never probably had a guy before. That's why she doesn't really know what even is a good man about. But she was not really conditioned by the average media online, and she also was not contrasted with other men. That's why she is doable. Only if you have some game involved and if you get lucky, because she's hard to get. By the way, the spiritual chicks are probably one of the best wife materials you can ever have in your entire life. The boss babe, not as much, because I believe that women should be really good with children, and if your girl is better with work than with children, not really my type. And the trad girl can be really fun with them also, so I think these ones are really good wife material too. Anime chicks, I would say little skill needed. I have never met one in my entire life. If you like anime, I guess you can still make a good conversation with her, but I don't think it's really that hard to get. Yeah, little skill needed. Psycho girl. Actually, I would place the psycho girl in doable. The reason for that is because psycho girls don't have such high boundaries, but if you get into a relationship with a psycho girl, it's so much fun. I cannot even stress enough how fun it is to be in a relationship with a psycho girl. Because this girl is obsessed with you. She's constantly showing you love and affection and how much she loves you. My girl is a little bit of the psycho girl. My girlfriend that I have right now, that I'm in a relationship with for 1 year, she was not that hard to pack, but I can imagine that psycho girls don't have such a higher boundaries. A little bit tougher than the trad wife, but still really doable. But if you fall in love with this girl, oh my god, you are in for a roller coaster. You're gonna have so much fun in that relationship, you have no idea. Gold diggers are for the top 1%. You have to be literally so wealthy to be able to get these women. And I don't think even I need to explain this, because these girls are for the highest status ones. The guys who are posting the Lambos, the Bugatti on their Instagram story, and it's tough. It's really tough to get these women because you first have to work on yourself like crazy. But not as good wife material, but extremely tough to get also. OF models, for the 1%, you already know she's making so much money that if you want to get even slightly above her, you have to make 3 times more than her, and she's probably making millions. Also, really bad wife quality. These girls are sleeping with every single guy out there. The contrast is extremely crazy on these girls. E-girls, I would place them in the little skill needed because they are not as high quality as the other girls up here. You can be a video gamer and still get one. The relationship is gonna break, unfortunately, but you can get one. Then after that is the academic chick. This girl, if you are intellectual, you can get her. But hardcore game, 100%, because you have to be intelligent and you need to know shit, because you can actually spike up a very good conversation with this girl. And that's the reason why I'm putting her in the hardcore game. Then we have the fit chicks, the gym girl. I don't like them. I don't like these girls. The reason why I don't like them is because they are masculine and they show a lot of her skin in the gym. And I despise that quality, if you can even call that quality. That's why they are tough. You need to have more muscle than these girls, because if you don't, they will be much more dominant than you. And that's why I think they're above athlete girls, because they are showing a lot of her skin, because they are being also contrasted with those gym rats and those very jacked guys. That's why I believe this is the hardcore game. After we have the activist girls. This is easy, but she's not good at wife quality. The reason why she's extremely easy is because you can just agree with all of her activist points and eventually pack her. I believe that is very, very simple and straightforward. But the problem with this is that she's really bad wife material. The gym girls can be pretty good as the wife material, but really hard to peg also. These girls, about wife material, we don't even need to say anything about them, I hope. Academy girl, good wife material also. Basic white chick, little skill needed. Because also, no boundaries whatsoever, little to none experience, because all of them have the same personality, all of them have probably the snap streak in thousands. She's like normies, but a little bit more advanced because she's white. Influencer girls, you already know, these girls are really tough to peg because the contrast that they get from other guys, extremely rough. And you can imagine how many men are in these girls' DMs. Would you like to go out? Oh, what do you think about my physique? Actually, I want to put IG models up with influencer girls because it's the same thing. Golf girls, I think they are a little skill needed because they are so emotionally bad that they have no idea. They are so depressed and they have so much trauma inside that they would just take any guy, just for some guy to fix them. Introverted girls are actually not that hard to get. Probably, I would say doable. The reason for that is because my girlfriend is the introverted game, and I believe that every single one of you who is watching this video will be able to get the introverted girl. But you still need to work on yourself, you still need to get that social skills, that status involved, charisma, charm, flirtiness, humorous type. But the introverted girl is one of the best wife material quality girls that you can ever have. She is introverted, she's not talking to a lot of guys. Also, she doesn't have a lot of attention from men. And further of all, she's also a really high quality girl. That's why I love introverted girls, because I'm an extrovert myself. With the autistic chick, these girls can get pegged by anyone, because in their eyes, everyone has a chance, because she has so less attention from men than all of these girls up here, because nobody cares about her. Nobody. But this is probably the easiest game ever, but because she's autistic, I have no idea what she's gonna do in that relationship, so don't quote me on that. Classy girls, hard as fuck. My mom is a classy girl. She's dressing exactly like this girl on this picture right here. And these girls, I can believe that they have really high standards for a guy. The classic European girl, my mom. If you want to peg this girl, you have to be at least hardcore game. Nah, actually, hardcore game. A hardcore game seems fair enough. Then we have party girls. They just exist to hook up with other men. You still need to have a little bit of that skill, but they are just existing just to hook up with guys. Then we have the bipolar girls. For a lot of men, this is gonna be this is probably one of the hardest battles you can fight. Bipolar girls are extremely tough to get because of one single reason. And my girlfriend is a little bit like that, so that's why I'm sharing this knowledge with you. Bipolar girls are the most hardest game you will probably play in terms of your mental capacity and in terms of your emotional understanding, because these girls need a lot of emotional support, and they are one of the hardest games that a man can master. I'm gonna put this in only for the 1%. Reason for that is because all of these other girls have so much contrast. This girl, extremely niche down. These two girls, extremely status dependent and they need so much masculinity. And all of these girls were brainwashed by the contrast of social media. But bipolar chicks, they are extremely hard because they need emotional support more than any one of these girls out here. And that's where a lot of men fail. They are unable to give emotional support to a girl. They're unable to listen towards her, and after they will not be able to provide emotional support, they will leave her. So this is one of the hardest packs that I personally have made. Hardcore game for 99% of men because they don't know how to act emotionally. Not in the terms that you're gonna be crying every single day, but in terms that you will keep listening to her. That thing that happened yesterday, is it okay? That care for that woman will spike so much love in these girls because they really value understanding and listening rather than just your status and everything else about you. And that's why I love bipolar chicks. Maybe because I have one, that's first of all, and second of all, maybe because I'm really good at emotional understanding. And by the way, because you got this far into the video, I have a special surprise for you. I am the inventor of the social yin yang. The light side is you being able to understand other people, being to give genuine compliments and understand their problems and listen with greatness. But the dark side is you being respected by others, being assertive if needed, and take a stand if someone were to disrespect you, and never have to wear this stupid mask to please other people ever again. Because I have created the program for you to achieve social mastery itself. You will also get access to me as your charisma and communication skills teacher 24/7. You'll get access to a full community of people who want to improve their charisma and confidence, and furthermore, you'll get access to a 30+ hours of courses and lectures about social skills and charisma. So if you are interested in that, click the first link in the description. But if you see no results whatsoever, if your social skills and charisma will not improve whatsoever, I will personally give you a free, guaranteed money back. Because if you get no results whatsoever, then I don't want your money. So if you are interested in that, click the first link in the description. And if you are still not ready yet, you can just click the second link in the description. And I, myself, will hop with you on a 30-minute one-on-one call where I will personally help you improve your charisma and confidence. And if you want to see how to murder your social anxiety forever, you should click this video right here. Live a happy life.